I'm Connor Reid with words to that effect. In 1881, an American neurologist named George Miller Beard published a hugely influential book, American Nervousness. In it, he laid out the symptoms, cures, and implications of what he called neurasthenia. This was essentially what you might call nervous exhaustion, or what was often and still is called a nervous breakdown. Beard didn't coin the term neurasthenia, but he popularised it across the world in both medical circles and among the general public. If you read books or newspapers from the 1880s right through to at least the 1930s, you find numerous accounts of neurasthenia. Characters in fiction are constantly suffering from it. Every newspaper ran ads claiming to cure the disease. What all these people had in mind when they described neurasthenia was not necessarily the same thing at all. Defining the illness is not actually very straightforward. Beard's medical treatise on the subject lists a huge number of possible symptoms: tenderness of the scalp, cramps, sweating hands and feet, excessive yawning, a lack of concentration, feelings of hopelessness, morbid fears, profound exhaustion, numbness, convulsions, insomnia, a sudden giving way of general or special functions, temporary paralysis. Beard's achievement was to gather all these possible symptoms into one understandable and, most importantly, treatable condition. In modern terms, neurasthenia patients may have been suffering from what we might classify today as anything from stress to anxiety, depression, or trauma. This is a wide spectrum of terms, but terminology is really important, especially when trying to treat a patient with mental health problems. And many of the terms from this time, especially the idea of a nervous breakdown, are still used today by the general public, if not by doctors.
So people use terms like a nervous breakdown or a case of nerves, still quite a lot, or a breakdown, whereas we then try and translate that into...
You've been listening to the latest episode of Words to That Effect. Thanks for listening, and I hope you want to hear the rest. You can get this episode on Apple Podcasts, on Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you normally get your podcasts. Or you can go to the Words to That Effect website, which is wttepodcast.com. Thanks very much.